Okay. All right, guys, we're officially in here. We're going to be taking you through. This is session 1 of 4 for the new unfranchised owner training. This is going to be done now every 4 sessions at a time, and we're going to be catering it to the different seasons and things like this. But this is really just another leverage, another system, another tool for you to access, for you to learn from. There's only so much we can do one-on-one. There's only so many different scheduling conflicts we can work around. And we have tons of training that the company provides, webinars that the company provides, trainings, one-on-one working, and videos that we've done as a team. And now you have this. So I think we're covering every possible thing someone may need to want to build this business. And this is really for you who are brand new or people kind of starting the slate clean to build this business. And we're obviously in Q4 of 2016, the most profitable quarter of any single year, is where billions and billions of dollars are going to be flying through mobile devices and computers and tablets. And for them not to go through your site, I mean, you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars that could go right back in the hands of owners and customers and cash back if we're able to put this in the hands of the right people. Okay, so let's kick this off, man. First and foremost, welcome for every new shop.com owner. This is your kickoff and action plan. You're obviously part of what we call the directors group on Facebook. So let me just start off with that. If you are not part of that, you need to be part of it. If you have people below you who are linked, whether you put them there or someone launched partners under you, I would do a huge favor to yourself and your team is reach down and say, hey, are you part of directors group? If not, I got to help you get on there. Even if you just do that, that's a huge resource. Realize that directors group is just a place where you can leverage everyone that has been building this for years to your disposal, to your leverage, so that you can rely on a lot of that experience and tap into that without you having to recreate it. It's already been done. There's a lot of us have been building this for years prior to you coming on board. And that group really is so that you can stay in tune with events, trainings, conference calls, anything that's going on. We try to post as frequently as we can. That's where you're going to find out. We used to do email and text, but once your team gets over 100 people, and we were talking several hundred people at this point, it gets hard to do those, one person who can't get on and we're sending information, it's going to get lost. So I don't want you guys to get not have the information. This is where you're going to get a directors group. And something that we're developing right now is actually a training platform that we're going to offer to this team at no cost. So we're putting in the time. There's a lot of builders who said that this was something we needed. This is coming soon. Right now, stackonlinetraining.com is the site, but we're going to replace that with something that you can go to, almost like an online virtual university. So if you want to know how to retail, we're going to give you everything we know from the top retailers in the company and exactly the system you could use to copy to have the same result. Okay. Or if you want to know how to find the right partners, systems on how to do that, and corings and trainings. And it's all going to be video based with an action step, meaning now that you watch this, do this, complete the activity, and you're good to go. And now you can apply it to build your business. So that's in the works. For now, this is a great resource to write down. I'll keep the domain live for at least another 6 months. So as we develop the new site, whatever it's going to be called, this will still get you there, and you'll just see the site evolve over time. And again, it's for you guys. It's for you to be able to access more information than maybe you can just get on a one-on-one call with your mentor or what the company has available. Okay. So a lot of cool stuff in the works. I also want you to know, kicking this business off, you guys are part of the new generation shop.com owners. The last really 24 years. So this company, if we had a timeline or an evolution, they set out to fix the MLM home-based business industry. That was the reason this became a company, was they saw the flaws. J.R. Ridinger, the CEO, and he said, there's a lot of flaws in the system. There's a lot of reasons people can't sustain it. There's a lot of reasons why people can't make great residual income in it. And if we formulated it where it was more collaborative, less competitive, and everyone could help each other, so that would take care of the people who weren't super talented or didn't have a real big gift in selling or prospecting or recruiting, but we could funnel everyone together. It could pay the most to the most amount of people. Everyone would still have to do a little bit, so they wouldn't be entitled. They would still have to earn it. And it would create a profitable, stable company unlike anything that's ever been created. That is something today I'm so proud to say that is exclusive to our company. There's not a single company out there that has figured out how to create a model this profitable and this stable. None. So you guys realize that we are in an industry that has never been done before. People confuse us with e-commerce like Amazon, and they confuse us with MLM, but you realize we are something that's never been done. I like to say it's just like if franchises became virtual and they became collaborative. That's really what we have. And isn't it funny? The whole world is now moving to figure out how to do business the way we have already figured out how to do it. The only downside for them is they have liabilities, they have stores, they have clumsy advertisements, they have ways they used to do stuff that today no longer works. And everything is done the way we are already set up to do it. So you guys really, truly are pioneers. If there was a time I could go, if I could, you know, take the last 24 years, and if someone said, if you could redo this and start any time over the last 24, 25 years, what would be the time? Could you go back to 1992 when it first started? No way. What about 2000? No way. 2016, if I could to hand pick what year I would start, it would be right now, right this second. It's never been more profitable. It's never been faster, never been easier. And you've never had the ability to tap into all these markets over the last 24 years as you can do today. So here's your opportunity. You can do more in less time. You can profit from literally every dollar you ever spend is commissionable. That doesn't exist, again, in any other system other than here. You can reach limitless people all over the world because of social media, and it's up to you whether you want to decide to tap into that or you are going to remain the person who goes, I don't know how to do it. I promise you, this team over any other team in the company gives you the most amount of training on social media so that you can take it to crazy levels. And the numbers in this team alone should reflect that. We have figured this out. It is not a sign up game. It is not a just blast this out and put numbers in. It's find great quality people and then invest your time to create a business. Businesses are finding a partner and then spending time for 6 months to a year to train and build and make a great brand for them using this platform. That's what business is about. It's not about throwing in hundreds of people and hoping they survive. It's about finding great people. And we teach you how to do that. Realize you can work now any hour of the day. I was up till 2 a.m. working with people in California the other day. I was just on a conference call with someone in Australia. You know, you can do this, and it's almost like going back in time and stealing time when you work in different time zones. And you can really, if you have a lunch break, if you have a drive, if you have anything, this is where you're going to fit this business in, and we're going to teach you how to do it. And the 2 to 3 year plan is what this was called, to develop financial independence within 2 to 3 years, 24 to 36 months. That's what they said in 1992. And I'm now telling you that this should be a 12 to 18 month plan. Understand that things take time. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Everything should be what's right for something today. What is the right thing to do that's right 2 years from now, 3 years from now? It's not what makes you money this second. It's what is the right for the longevity and profitability in the long run. That's how we make decisions here. So in 12 to 18 months, I believe you can put in the work that would then reward you that type of financial freedom. So half the time it used to take is what you have as an opportunity in 2016, whether you guys know it or not. I did this screenshot, and I'm going to explain this because this is something I think speaks volumes. What you see here, if you see the current earnings, is what I did is I took what the Market America Shop.com system used to be from 1992 to about 2014. What we had to do between those time frames, okay, and I obviously didn't, many people on this team, we've been here 10 years or less, okay, but looking back, what people used to have to do, they have to build the business around what the minimal activity that the company was able to realistically show when someone came on board. It was 50 BV and 10 IBV, basically a minimum auto ship order that would be going through, and that's what people base their goals on. So I'm showing you for the last 24 years, where it says current earnings, someone who had an organization and after 2 or 3 years of building that had 40 people on the left and right, 2 of which they had to bring on, right, to activate, they would be earning on that minimal mindset $3,600 a year. Knowing that, by the way, people who didn't have shop.com, didn't have partner stores, didn't have thousands of products. They had, at best, at the time, the infancy, they had 20 products they could sell. In the early 1992, 93, they had one product, okay? And they still hit millions. I just want to show you that current earning, that was current earning meaning what people were able to do prior to, what they had to do, meaning they had to do 20 times, 40 times, 50 times more than we have to do today to earn what we can do today and significantly less. Today, that same organization where it says projected earnings, the same exact organization, 40 people on the left and right, having shop.com, having the shopping annuity, having the ability to get paid on all the dollars we spend, as long as you just spend it through yourself, and the thousands of exclusive products that turn into BV profits for us. And that takes the same organization that used to be in place and moves it now to over $100,000 yearly payout on the same group with the same effort, just being able to tap into all the industries we have. I ran this report on what's called the SABP, or the shopping assessment, which we will do in future sessions together. So I'll actually walk you through this. But to me, I just wanted to show you this. This is how big this is. If you're brand new, you don't get this. Maybe if you're only a couple years old, you may not get it either. But talking to people who have owned this years and years prior to where we are today, the numbers they had to do was so high, yet they still did it. Yet they still remain huge income earners. Yet somehow on so little, they still made millions. Here, you can do it on 90% less and earn $100,000 a year. The opportunity today, if you understand it, is incredible. It's something that no other platform's doing. It's exclusive. There's no other business who is doing this, and no other company set up to do what we do. The opportunity for you, if you're a brand new person, I don't know how else to say it, will be probably at this company one of the biggest opportunities you've ever accidentally stumbled upon in your lifetime. I promise you that. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. I wouldn't be investing any more time after 10 years if it wasn't for that. And seeing what I've seen the last year over my previous 10, and I know that I speak for a lot of owners on this team, the growth that is happening is faster than we've ever seen it in our decade, or right around there, of building this. So you guys have something incredibly special on your hands at a very impressive time in history, and you couldn't be part of a better system than shop.com right now. Okay. Hold on, guys. Let me just make sure I can jump to the next slide. Okay. There's also three things happening at the same exact time that we have this incredible shopping annuity. Is store models are failing because it costs more to sell similar items or the same items that other people are selling only online because of the high overhead. Stores are failing. It's just a logical thing to understand that it costs more money to sell in a store than it does online. And so stores are collapsing to the tune of over 7,000 stores have either closed or announced closing, multiple locations in 2016 alone, and it's only going to speed up. Okay, communication and advertising has changed forever. If you notice, we all drive, sadly, and when we watch TV and a commercial comes on, we all stare at phones. If you guys know this, this is not even weird anymore. If you walk around a mall, you go anywhere, you hang out with your friends, you're in your living room with friends, everyone's face is on a phone. That is where the attention is. And for the first time ever in history, turning in 2017, it's happening this quarter, digital advertising is surpassing TV for the first time since TV was invented, as a primary source to spend money. That means $70+ billion is floating around and finding homes in places where people can give customers to business owners who want to sell products. Hence cash back, hence IBV. It's a way to still do what normally took risk, have no risk, and still provide the profit that the business owner needs. If you understand, we are in an advertising game now where attention's lost, and we have the solution to still drive the customer to the store to buy the product at a better price for return on investment with no risk, okay? Including in that, advertising is communication, meaning that if everyone's staring at a phone and you realize that you have access to talk to anyone, even people you don't know, You have the ability to find the truest, best entrepreneurs on the planet, not someone who you have to convince, not someone who you have to plead, not someone you have to sell, someone who goes, I want what you have. I found you. I want to do business with you. Let's partner. I love this system. Boom. And you're off to the races. So you can find high quality people faster. That never was possible the last 24 years as it is today. And employee to entrepreneurship. Last year, USA Today, this year, 2016, April, reported 91 million 1099 forms. Independent contractor entrepreneurship forms were filled out, the highest in recorded history. Okay, which means that more people now are going to being self-employed than relying on middle class. I was speaking to someone, guys, who his living is traveling country to country and living in Hong Kong and Australia and all these different places. He's in Mexico now. I met him on Periscope, and he goes, Ryan, he's 32 years old. He goes, it's interesting living 6 months at a time in different places all over the world. You get an idea of just the lifestyle, the ability to have a great life. And he goes, some places are harder. And he goes, there's many countries who have a better economy than the United States. And he goes, a lot of countries look and say, wow. He goes, there's no more middle class. There's people, that two households struggling, working 24/7, trying to make ends meet, and it's still not enough, and they don't know what to do. And they can't even get by in the basics. This is happening at high levels. Just so you guys kind of are aware what's going on, people now need to have other sources of residual cash flow, not rely on some employer or some random, company that they're trying to get up and running. You have to have, when you stop working, money still has to still come in. And that's exactly what we have with shop.com. Here's the system as it exists right now, much different than the last 24 years. If you could think of this simple concept is you're going to convert everything you buy to the highest BV and IBV. For owners, I want you to almost just kind of cash back to me as icing. It's like couponing. You're going to save some money. You're going to get that $1,000 or $1,200 back, by just shopping online and cash back. That's okay. Cash back, just so you know, was created to give your customers a reason to want to do business with you. For you to say, hey, shop through me, not online through here, because I can offer a better deal or give you income without having to be involved. Just, hey, just you shop here, I'll pay you for it. Here's how it works. That is why they created cash back. IBV and BV is so we can earn up to $3,600 a week on a business we're building, on everyone's productive buying online and selling as well. So if you think of this, the average family spends about $51,000 per year on stuff. 18,000 of that can be transferred through BV and IBV products. So your goal is to do that, meaning if you spend $1, are you getting the highest volume possible? And we're going to train you on that over the next couple weeks, okay? But here's the shopping annuity. Think of this. Every quarter, you're now only going to shop through yourself, but you're going to help two families save and start building a shopping annuity. That's how I want you to think of this. I'm going to take two families, teach them how to spend less, earn on spending, and develop an asset that could pay them over six figures if they decide to take it that big down the road. And everyone's going to help two families per quarter learn how to do the shopping annuity. Watch what happens quarter one. It's just you, and over the next 90 days, you're going to find two households you're going to help do this. Notice how I didn't say two entrepreneurs, two people who want to make millions of dollars, two people who want to retire in a year. I'm just saying two households that spend money and they don't get paid for it, to teach them how to actually get paid for it and then work in that system, okay? We're going to help them do that. The next quarter, if you repeat that, you would have an organization of 9 people who are converting their spending into earning, funneling their spending through shop.com and earning on it. The next quarter is 27 households. And by this quarter, come next year, October, November 1st of 2017, if you think of this basic concept, you would have 85 households, meaning over 40 partners on your left and right that you've helped convert their spending into earning, save money, earn money, and develop an ongoing income by just using the shopping annuity side of this. This is the earnings you get to look forward to. You'd be developed a $6,000 to $9,000 check that would come into your checking account, right? And over the course of the month, That means you're getting paid $2,500 a week. You're getting paid $3,000, possibly every week, right around there. This is pre-customers. I took out the numbers not to say you don't want customers. I took the numbers out to show you the profitability on what the average family spends if cycled through this, what it would earn you before we actually do business, before we say, hey, let me retail a product, before we say, hey, let's move some OPC3 supplements, or let's move cosmetics or websites or cleaning products or whatever. That's pre-customers. So understand the power of what we have on our hands. Again, the last 24 years, they didn't have this. And I can't tell you how profitable this is to say this is before we actually factor in customers in all of this. So it's only more. That's the opportunity we have. And there's no other platform that pays collaborative buying and all of us getting paid on each other's spending and customers and everything else we do like shop.com. And I don't believe there ever will be because it's too complicated. There's too many systems in place. It's too expensive for any company to try to get in the game now. And most companies don't know how to create a training system to train average people on how to become entrepreneurs. It just doesn't exist. It's not out there. So I think that's pretty impressive, and there's nothing else out there. The shopping annuity movement, this is what I wrote down for me. This is what I look at every single day. This is what I read. It changes the way the world does business by linking together households, consumers, retail stores, and small businesses worldwide. The only platform in the world that successfully has done this. We are now the pioneers of what will be franchising in the future. And if you believe that, this is exactly what we are. It's done, it's duplicated, it's mirrored, and we just do it over and over and over and over again all over the place. And it systematically works the same way for all of us, but we all get to own our own shop.com platform, okay? And it's the world's most profitable entrepreneurial platform available to anyone. And that's so important. And just so you guys know, the CEO of this company, he actually went to franchise syndicators and priced out everything we offer, shop.com, 8 websites, training platforms, everything we have. They priced out that if we were to franchise this, so we could actually call it a actual franchise, shop.com, the franchise, they would have to be a fee to apply, okay? And then they said they could charge between $80,000 and $120,000 if someone decided they want to own this. That's significantly more than $399 plus tax. You know what I mean? So just so you understand what you get, but do not treat it like it's an MLM. Do not treat it like it's another thing. Do not treat it like a hobby. Do not treat it like all these other things that people do that don't ever make real profits and real income and build a real asset. This is a real company, man, and you got to treat it that way. You got to treat it that you've invested $80,000. What would you do? Would you put it off for a few weeks? Would you just kind of let it sit there? Would you wait for someone to call you, or would you say, hey, I got a lot invested. I got to go. I got to become the leader. And that's how I want you to treat this, okay? And it's really designed to take the average person, no matter where they started, to have the ability to create their own economy, linked together with other successful people in this business, which we already do, so that we can create true freedom. That means that you may not be good at certain aspects, but because we share 100%, we can leverage each other's talents. We could leverage each other's strengths. And any weakness you have is offset because someone you may have brought in might be great at your weakness, and now you can profit. For instance, I've had people say, I don't know how to do social media. Great, find 2 great people who do social media. And then maybe you can offer something you're great at. Maybe you're a great manager. Maybe you have great people skills. You can teach them that, and you can apply that while their social media brings in the volume and attention you need to build down. So it's a very unique system. And it's truly something that's creating a movement. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. You're at the right place at the right time with the right system. I can't stress that enough. And I wish I could tell you what you have at your fingertips. I just hope you don't watch it happen. I've seen what's happened in our team. I know what's happened internally as a company. It is quite literally a movement where so many more people than ever before in history are coming on board. They're understanding it. They're making money faster. And everyone else who just doesn't know what I know and doesn't know what the company knows and doesn't know what's happening are kind of just watching it idly, or they're taking their time. I'm telling you right now, this is a time to put other stuff on hold in life and make sure you become a professional in this business. That means be obsessed with getting the information and be obsessed becoming the leader, because ultimately this business will be as profitable as you are knowledgeable. Okay, if you try to rely and offload everything onto someone else, it's never going to get there. I want you to become the person you need to become to build a credible company. You got more support than any team in this business. Trust me, on this team, we're going to help you do it. But you ultimately need to become that person if you expect to make 6-7 figures and lead a great organization, inspire other people as well. Okay, makes sense? Okay, so here we go. Over the next 4 weeks, we're going to teach you some basic things. This week alone, I'm going to give you some assignments, action points that I want you to do with your team, your mentors in business, and work one-on-one with them. And I also want you to know this: you're a brand new owner, okay? A lot of experienced owners who do really well, who are there to help you, need to hope and rely that you will reach out to them every time you need help. They will need you reaching out to say, hey, I'm ready. I did this. I need you to look this over. Hey, I need help with goals. Hey, I need help with, I want to get activated. Hey, I want to earn my first $1,500. They need you to reach out if you expect them to know that you need help. Okay, fair enough. And I'm going to give you some assignments that I believe everyone can do in 1 week's time. And then next week, we're going to add another layer. And the week after that, another layer. And by the end of 4 weeks, you're going to know and be doing everything that makes this business successful for you. Okay, so week 1, we're going to give you some basic get set up and get in the game. I want you to remember this: when you're super overwhelmed, because we have everything, I realize that, you have to realize that it comes down to these 4 things. Always ask yourself this question: am I buying, okay, everything I can through shop.com at the highest margins, meaning BV or IBV, the highest percentages? So that's implementing and sharing that. Am I telling other people about that? Simple, right? Buying online and teaching other people about how they can get paid to do the same thing through me. Okay? Are you using your own products? And have you found a few eventually that you may want to sell? I always say use as many of the products and experience them as possible. And eventually you'll get trained or have a great result on something. And that's what you're going to be a specialist about. That's what you're going to have a small customer base with. Okay? And that'll come over time. 3 is you share the business. That means you have to have people that you run this business by so that you can find the right people who are looking for what you have in this system. Okay, this isn't about convincing people or selling people. This is about getting people educated about what we're doing. And we're going to teach you how to become a pro at this over 3 weeks. But just realize part of this business is we got to go through that interview process. And a lot of times that's showing the plan, that's explaining what it is we do so we can ask questions and then start networking through those people to find the great talent. And then lastly is selling tickets and attending training. Okay, we don't make money to sell tickets. So if you ever hear someone go, oh my God, you got to go to this event, it's $20, it's $30, whatever it happens to be, we don't make a profit off of that. There's no money to be made. The only time we make money is if you're successful. The only thing preventing your success is knowing what to do. Okay, all of us come into this business having made no money, having no partners. We're learning from scratch. And the people who have gone through the process of finding their partners, partnering, making money, and then climbing the financial ranks of the business on a monthly financial earning level are people that slowly started learning more. And usually the people that earn faster are the people that made it a point to learn faster. They're watching every video, listening to every audio, attending every training. And it's just simple. The more you know, the more confident you are, the more you know how to do something, and the better you become at doing it. And ultimately, common sense, you are able to build a more successful business faster than someone who doesn't know those things, okay? So education and is the foundation backbone of this company. Do not expect to make 6 figures. Do not expect to have residual income and you deciding you can do whatever you want every single day without taking the time to become knowledgeable by attending trainings. And when you do that, you have to then rely on the system as well to train your partners. You can't be everywhere. You can't know everything. So the best use of your time when you have a team or new partners coming on board is getting them to get a ticket to get to a training in their area, because that's ultimately how they're going to become independent. And not only that, how they're going to make a lot of money. Okay, so I want you to take your phone out, by the way, if you don't have it out, and take pictures or screenshots of this and just say, okay, I always got to remember, I wake up, am I doing these 4 things? Notice how there's not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things. So opening up your notebook and writing stuff down doesn't count. Drawing out what your business will look like in 24 years doesn't count. Playing Pokemon and then, trying to think about this business at the same time doesn't count. It's, are you doing these 4 things? At the end of the day, just remind yourself it is that simple. Okay? All right. Ultimately, your business is going to be about mastering what we call the basic 5. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of products. We got a lot of stores. We got cash back. We got IB. We got it all, man. We are the bakery. Okay, we are the world, the pulse of business. We get paid on everything. So it's a double-edged sword. It's the most profitable business. It's the most stable business. It's the most nimble business. But at the same time, if it's too complex, people get overwhelmed. So you got to remember, step by step is how you're going to get to build this. It all comes down to, can you eventually learn the basics and then get good at doing the basics throughout your week? Okay. Gary Rogers, who's a director on our team, is a great success story, and he's been a great inspiration. Also a great just team builder. He's out there building this just like he was back in the day with you guys, and he has, his license plate says basic 5. And I remember asking him, like, what the hell is this basic 5 thing? And he goes, listen, there's a lot you have to do in business, but if you simplified it to what are the things you have to get good at to get the results, to get the growth, to get the profits, to get the stability, he goes, it boils down to 5 things you got to do throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month. And the more you do it, you want to try to get better at each one of these 5 things. So here is the basic 5, okay? This is the foundation, core basics of the business. And over time, you're going to get better at doing each one of them. The key is, can you do all of them at the same time, okay? So number 1 is attitude and knowledge. That is your ability to be in the know about the company, know everything you can, and then keep your head on straight when you're becoming an entrepreneur. If you realize entrepreneurship is not something that is everyone makes it, is you have to be good. You got to sharpen your skills, and you also have to keep your head in the right place and not vulnerable to what is being said or told to you. And the stronger you are mentally, the stronger you're going to be building a company, okay? Goals and a goal statement. Retailing, prospecting, recruiting, and sponsoring. That's expanding distribution. In the world of franchising, that would be opening up stores and training store owners to be successful. We do the same thing. Okay, and then follow up and building ABC patterns. Simply put, with the right people that come on board, they're not a number. They're a human being. They're dreams. They're people who want something, and they've decided this is the system, and they've been sold that you're the one to partner with, and this is the team to do it with. It is then our job to go down in this ABC pattern. That last step to me is the most important step. The other steps get to finding that and building that, but now we have to what's called duplicate, meaning we have to teach someone how to use this virtual business to work for them, their personality, where they're located, where their contacts are, all of that. We have to then make it work. The ABC pattern, simply put, is this: the most experienced people go down and work with the newest person three times down, meaning we do it over and over and over and over again. And by the time we've done it 3, 4, 5, 6 times successfully with everyone in their team, we've created a new leader, someone who knows everything we know, and they can now be as successful as they wish to be in the business, okay? So notice how there's really just 5 things, and this is what you want to do every day. Just said, hey, did I do something to learn more? Did I read my goals? Did I attempt to move a product? Did I try to expand my network and expand distribution by finding the right people? And for those who may have come on board or those who I've been working with, did I follow up, and am I helping them succeed? This is what we're going to practice over the next 30 days and what we're going to be doing with you in the field. Okay, you guys get this? JR calls it the staircase. If you've seen this, that's JR at the top of the stairs as a Cirque du Soleil guy. There's me at the bottom of the stairs, right? And an executive director there, whited ahead of me. And JR's skit is always this: when people start this business, what do they want? They want the success right away. So they go on to the other side and they try to leap to the very top of where the stairs lead to without taking the stairs. They just try to go, hey, I'm going to be a director because I'm going to find 100,000 people or whatever. and they take these huge leaps, or they have these huge expectations, and their actions don't equal it. He goes, this business is about taking one step. There's a lot, but can you take a step? Did you do one thing today that allowed you to get closer to that goal, to make progress? Did you take the next step? And he goes, eventually, after making a series of steps, you're going to get higher and higher and higher until you eventually hit the goal, until the steps then become like an escalator, right? You can go faster because your skill set is better, because your management skills are better, because you've learned to leverage things, because through experience, you learn the hard way, you learned how to do things better, faster, more efficiently, right? You've gone through that, the experiential learning, and we've done it as a team. So understand it's a step-by-step game. We're going to teach you how to do these things. I don't want you to worry about it today, but this is what we're going to teach you to do. Hey, this is how simple this business is. Did you promote on social media? Did you storytell? Did you post something? Did you reach out to 2 or 3 people on social media or in person? Did you read your goal? Just like Leah said on our team conference call, she read September 30th, 2016, I'm a master coordinator. September 30th, 2016, I'm a master coordinator. On and on and on and on. And lo and behold, months later, September 30th, 2016, she hit it. And that's what it's all about, reminding yourself. Did you listen or watch something related to learning about the business? Okay. Did you go to book an appointment for someone to see how the site works, to register as a customer, to see a little bit about the business? And did you go through shopping online to buy something that you needed so you get profit? See, these daily steps, if you did that every day, which we'll teach you how to do, will equal the weekly steps happening. And at the end of the month, you end up finding 2 great people that launch. You end up generating over 500 BV. You end up helping 2 other people learn how the shopping annuity works. This is how it works. So it's sort of like you don't have to worry about the monthly steps. They'll happen automatically if you learn the daily steps. And if you did the daily steps 5 times throughout the week, that completes what you should be doing on a weekly basis, okay? So with that all being said, the basic 5 is what you're going to become a pro at. I showed these things to you guys so you understand what you have your hands on. And I'm now, for this session, these are the action points I want you to complete. So this is what I want you to, just like school, this is going to be your homework, okay? This is what you have to get done. And in 15 minutes, we'll get through this. These sessions will be an hour. I know it's late, but guess what? You want to make money? There's no other way to try to teach you other than trying to steal an hour here and there throughout the week. And this is the best shot we got, okay? So this week, this is what I want you to get done. I want you to draft out your reason why you're doing this, draft out your goals, get your schedule in place, and get tickets to your next training for you and your team if you have one up to this point, okay? That's what we're going to get done on this call. Understand that your attitude is going to precede success, and you're brainwashed to either be successful coming into this, not be successful coming into this, and everyone comes in with their own stuff. And I stole this from Anthony Robbins, and it's so true. Whoever you are, broke, a couponer, living on less, living on more, super ambitious, not ambitious, shy, whatever, you come into this business knowing what you know. Without being trained, you apply what you think you should do to this business, and that's the action you take, okay? Based on the action you take is going to give you a result, good or bad, and that is going to then alter your belief. So this is kind of a funny little scenario. If you have ever experienced convincing someone who, let's say I take my cousin Jenny, who is the best couponer on the planet. She always finds the best pennies on the dollar to buy a product. She's not very good on social media, and she's very negative, right? She always finds a problem with everything. But she decides she's going to come on board. Knowing what she knows, she approaches it the same way, and she goes, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'll try. She then calls 2 or 3 people. One person agrees to see the plan. The other 2 never get back to her. And then they cancel. The person who did book an appointment cancels because something came up, and that's her result. And all of a sudden, it's then going to alter that person's belief to be now negative, meaning they're going to believe less. They're going to say, well, whoa, this can't work. I told you it couldn't work. I tried. I contacted 3 people. One person, agreed. Then they canceled. The other 2 never got back to me. I can't build this business. And oh my God, the prices, I save more if I coupon on, I'm just better at that. And all of a sudden, they're a negative person. But watch this. The person who comes on board who is a success story, like the president, like you, like Jim Winkler, like Shane Kringle, who go, okay, I do have belief. I have some skill set. I'm going to put massive amounts. I'm not going to contact three. I'm going to contact 50. And I'm going to go through that action. And then through the 50, they book 12 appointments, two cancel, 10 actually see it. And it leads to four great partners. And they make more money than they actually anticipated. And all of a sudden, the belief goes up. And when the belief goes up, guess what ends up happening? The perceived potential goes up, and now they have time in the business, and they also learned more. They attended trainings, they learned from the best in the business, and they have new skills to apply the second time around with a higher belief level. And all of a sudden, rather than just 50, they're able to reach 100 because they learned how to do it on social media. The 100 led to 48 seeing the plan, and then the result goes catastrophic. And all of a sudden they have this huge, in a good way, huge team. And now they're working through the teams and the numbers. And all of a sudden what took 1 week time happens in 1 day. And they've compressed their success. This is the cycle that causes the rich to get richer and the poor to get poorer. The successful to become more successful, and they seem anything they do turns to gold. And the people that seem to be miserable and never get ahead and never get a break and every bad thing happens to them, this is why. And I just want you to understand this, that you come in with this business thinking what you think, knowing what you know, and then you apply all of that. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Someone said they just lost sound. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, give me a shout out if you can hear me. Might be your internet too, so just hang tight. You apply what you think you know. Here, we got to heighten that so you know more, so you can apply more, and you can take this to new levels. I want you guys to be on the upward side of this creation cycle rather than on the downward side. It's very hard to build a successful business when you're on the downward side, okay? Does that make sense? All right, be on the upward side. And by the way, when you become on the upside, it starts to happen automatically, where all of a sudden you go, wow, our team launched 100 people. Oh my God, everyone hit the SABP. Everyone's earning more money. People are hitting pin level. Nothing seems to be going wrong in your world. It's because you're on that upward cycle. That's where you want to fight to get to if you're not there already. We're going to help you get there with knowledge, okay? So here's one of the action steps I want you to do. If you haven't done so already, you need to start getting information in the cracks of your day that you're busy doing something. At the golf course, you're driving your car to work, you're doing laundry, house chores, whatever. Anytime you can get downtime where you're busy doing something else, but you're able to listen to something, I want you to get this app downloaded, and I want you to start picking 20 to 30 minute time frames within your day where you can listen to learn more about this company and the skills you need to become great at what we do. Think the way I thought. I said, I want to become better than the CEO. I want to know this better. I want to become better at his own game than he is. I want to do what he did for 24 years, but I want to do it in 5 to 10 years. I want to rock it more so than the creator of this whole system. And there's nothing preventing you from doing that. And we have so much more, and the world is so much more ready for something like this than it ever was 24 years ago. So download this app. That's your action step. And I want you to search International Convention 2016. I would suggest listening to things by the CEO, but go through the whole, go through it all, because you need to learn what we've learned who was there attending. I attended and I'm still listening to it. I try to listen to it until I almost can kind of memorize that track, and then I move on to the next one. Okay? So everyone can do this. We're good to go. This is simple. Again, we're not going to go repeat these things over the next few sessions, so you have to write this down and do it, okay? Don't forget, otherwise you're going to be going backwards all the time, okay? The next thing I want you to do is write out your reason why. And this is how I want you to approach the whole entire business. Why are you doing what you're about to do? And why should anyone care? This is something Simon Sinek wrote a book about. You can watch the quick YouTube video about. Just look up reason why, or why, how, what, whatever you want to do. And people, if you understand, if you start with the reason why you do something, more people will be inspired to learn more. And then they make this reason, not your reason why they partner with you. You've inspired them to partner with you because of their reason why. They were able to identify that with your leadership. So why are you going to build a business? Why are you going to make the sacrifices? Dude, we're all on a call. It's almost 10 o'clock and we're still on a call. We're crazy people. All right. Why are you doing that? Not because it's fun, not because you like to hear Ryan Stack talk forever. It's because you want to learn something to build something great. Okay. Why build the future? What do you want out of life? What will life be like if this doesn't work? What are the other plans? What are the chance you got to make six figures and impact other people's lives, not just your own? This is a big perk for this business for me is if you make it, it's because you have thousands of other people who you've helped make it as well financially. It's not just you at the top of the totem pole. It's you with a whole crowd of people. And that's a really great thing. Simon Sinek, again, he goes, we follow those who lead not for them, but for ourselves. And it's those who start with their why that have the ability to inspire those around them or find others who inspire them. So just think about any great leader. They didn't sell people on, I have a great idea, or I have this great thing. They don't sell you that. They say, I believe in this, or I have a dream, or I have a why, reinterpreted, right? And that's what people are going to believe. In this business, it's not the business they buy. It's not the system they buy. Nobody gets the math of this plan. Eventually they do, and they go, holy crap, this is amazing. They eventually will learn that. The thing that will get them is you and your leadership. And they want to know, are you here to stay? Are you doing this ethically? Are you talking to me because it's in my best interest, not just your best interest? And are you going to be here for life? Are you going to bail? Are you for real? Are you just super excited? Are you trying to make a quick buck? Are you trying to build a legacy? That's what people need to understand. You need to start with your reason why, okay? I want you to write this out. Here's your second action step. Write out your reason why are you doing this, and it needs to be something that reflects in your why. Okay, mine was originally I wanted to be home with my kids, so I developed the whole why behind that. And I said it used to kill me to go to work and have to slave and leave in the evenings and have no control over where I was going. And anytime my kids needed me, I didn't have the ability to say sure. I had to say I'm sorry I can't because work needs dad to be there. Meaning someone controlled the hours of my day all day long, every day, no control, and it drove me crazy. I needed to control my time. And the reason I launched my shop.com business was to gain control back, not only financially, but so I could control my time. And that is what I would tell people when they ask, why did you start a business? How did you find that? Or what was your main motivation about that? I said, it drove me crazy that someone else had 1000% control over my everyday. And there was a day I woke up and said, that's never going to happen again. And I'm going to now gain control over myself because that's called freedom when you do it. And I believe everyone should have the ability to wake up and decide what to do and be excited about that. Not be, oh, I have to go slave away at somewhere where I would otherwise choose not to be because life's too damn short for that. Okay? So I want you to write out your reason why. Could be for your kids. Mine is because I think we have the chance to create more independent, free people and basically bypass what is a broken middle class to create a new way for people to be free and a way we can do it together rather than to compete against each other. That is what motivates me to wake up and stay on conference calls to 2 a.m. Okay? So in addition to your why, I want you to write out, what do you do? Some people are going to say things like this. What are you up to? What have you been doing? And your answer should always be this. Whatever you primarily do as a profession, okay? I'm a teacher. I'm a lawyer. I'm a dentist. I'm a janitor. I'm a whatever. I'm a dad. I'm a mom, okay? But I also own a shop.com business. That is your answer. You can cater this however you want, but eventually when you're talking to people and they're going to say, hey, Ryan, hey, Doug, hey, Rick, hey, Keelan, what have you been up to? You could say, oh, man, I just started school. I'm super excited about it, but I'm telling you what, I'm more excited about this brand new company I just launched, shop.com. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be as big as it is, but dude, I'm jacked. So, and then they're going to ultimately say things and they're going to ask you, what is shop.com? That's what we mean by what is it? Okay, so I want you to not only have an answer that incorporates it, you then have to have an answer to what is it? All right? So can you guys do this? Is this a doable thing for you all to just say, hey, I'm still my profession. I'm still what I do primarily, but I'm also own a shop.com business that I'm excited about. However you want to word that, I want you to be able to incorporate that into your identity because ultimately that's who you are. You're a teacher, professional, stay-at-home dad, mom, whatever, but you're also an entrepreneur and you use a shop.com business. That's what you're pioneering. That's what you're building right now, okay? Cool. So here's a short answer. When someone goes, well, what is that? What is shop.com? Well, shop.com is a website that has its own brands, over 3,500 store name brands that pay cash back. Decided to partner with them to create residual income. Say something like that. Or you can say shop.com is a place where you can buy everything you buy, but they're willing to give you a piece of the profit back in cash. I thought it was a no-brainer. I could save money and earn money and be linked to other people to make a residual income. Whatever you say, you want to say it so it strikes a nerve for them to go, how do you do that? That's the best answer you can ever come up with, is something that will invoke them to say, how do you do that? All right. Or what is that? All right. So that's what we say. And then ultimately move it off of that so that they say, they stop asking. And I just say, so what have you been up to? Are you still a teacher? Are you still doing that profession? Instantly get it off you and ask the questions back, okay? Because the second if you're talking more, I guarantee you're doing it wrong. You want to talk less. You want to be asking more questions than you are answering questions, okay? So get it off of you. Okay, if they push for details, simply just say, I'd love to explain more, or man, that's kind of a long answer to your question. I'd confuse you. If you ever do want to learn more, I'd be happy to send you something, or if you want to meet up, I can kind of break it down because it took me a while to learn what it is I know. All right. Here's the tips for this, because this is a big thing. If you don't understand how to do this, basic 101, you won't be open. People won't know what you do. You don't have a store. You have you. Okay. Keep it simple. Say 1 to 2 things. Ask questions. Get it off you. Remember, go back to them. Ask them tons of questions. Irritate them more, and then almost just get the subject off. They're then come after you. You know you're doing this right if they almost like you're driving them crazy. They're like, why the hell won't they tell me more? What's going on? You know. Don't explain the business. If you explain too much, they assume it's something and they're going to relate it to something in their head, and that's what they're going to think. If you explain a lot, they're going to go, oh, that's like Amazon. Okay. And that's it. They don't care anymore. Or, oh, that sounds like home-based business. I don't like that, or I do like that. And that's it. Or, hey, that sounds like a franchise. Or that sounds expensive. I probably couldn't do what they do. Or, hey, they probably created this and I don't know how to create websites, so that's not for me. The more you explain, the less they care. If you explain just a little bit, then they're intrigued and they will start trying to search on social media or learn more about what it is you do. Okay. So again, intrigue them, don't solicit them, don't be weird. Move to the appointment if they just can't help but want to learn more. Get them on a webinar, get them in front of a video to see how this works. Okay. So here's your action is you got to write down your answer to what is it tonight? What is it? Okay. Good so far with everyone? And I know we're coming in for a landing. It's 10 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this up to you. You have to create a goal statement. Okay, a goal statement is a target that you're going to identify for you to actually do what Leah did on our conference call today. Today is September 30th. Today is December 1st. Today is February 1st, 2017. And I've received my first $3,000 in 4 weeks residually. I'm now a senior master coordinator. You need to do this with a mentor. I'm not actually going to tell you to do this on by yourself. I want you to actually review this, and I want you to message your mentor or someone within your team who you trust to say, I want to set my goals. We got to break this down together. Okay? There is a goal mapping video that is on video 2 on stackonlinetraining.com. This is your job to reach out to your mentor and say, I need you to sit down with me on a call, webinar, whatever, and map out what my next financial goal is. It might be your first $300 check. It might be a $300 monthly residual check. It might be $10,000 a month. Whatever it is, wherever you're at, you need to have a date, what that title is, okay, that reflects that income. How much is it? And then I want you to also reflect on what that money is going to do. $10,000 a month retires me at the age of 32. I will be retired by February 1st, 2017. I'm a national supervising coordinator, and all of my bills are paid, and I have an extra $5,000 of money that I get to just play with, invest, do something, who knows, have fun with, reinvest in my business. But I am free and clear. My debt's paid for the rest of my life because of the business I built over the last 6 months. That is the goal statement you need to identify with your mentor, okay? You guys with me? So goals, that's on you to reach out to a mentor. Keep in mind, your mentor is not going to say, hey, did you get on that webinar? Did you hear what they said about goals? Are you going to contact me? You need to go after them. If you're going to make this work, a lot of it is you going after the information, okay? Goals is going to fall on your shoulder. This is what the pin levels look like, by the way. I'll post this on Directors Group so you guys can see it. So obviously your first check, When we talk about pin levels in this business, it's not about doing something once. It's about how much you earn ongoing in the pay plan. And that's why these pin levels mean something to me and a lot of people in this business, because it's not that you just did something and did it once. It's that you continuously earn this money coming in on a 4-week basis. It's impressive because most people don't have this type of income and never will in their lifetime. Okay. And the last part of this whole thing I want you to do, and this is so important, you need to identify the dates that the company offers trainings that you are going to make a commitment to go to. A lot of you are fortunate. You're in areas that you can get in a car within 2 hours or less and attend these events. Some of you do not have that luxury. I didn't have it when I first started 10 years ago. It wasn't big in this area. Okay. Some people we know live in Alaska or Hawaii or even in the UK, and they got to get on flights to have the ability to attend this. I want you to be inconvenienced, and I want you to be okay with, okay, it might be hard to get to some of this stuff, but this is the college. They're going to teach you step by step. I call it residual income school, and the GMTSS is the new name for it. It's the Global Meeting, Training, and Seminar System. If you don't have a ticket to attend the next one closest to you, or if you have to travel, whatever it is, you get the travel worked out, okay? It's very hard to build this. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's going to be very hard. It's sort of like wanting to be a surgeon, but the inconvenience of college and traveling and investing 8 years of your life and hundreds of thousands of dollars is just a little too overwhelming. It probably will mean that you won't be a surgeon. Maybe you could be. I don't know how else you do it. But here, if you want a shot at making incredible income that's not only going to hit, but it's going to remain that way and it's going to long live past your life, that type of money, you got to learn from the best. You got to learn with the system that's set up. So I would tell you this week, you need to identify where it is. And with your mentor or in the system, if you know how to do it, you need to purchase a ticket. Here in the Northeast, the biggest, what's called a regional training happening in this area, okay, is in Rhode Island. It's in November 19th and 20th, where the top builders are going to have stage time and they're going to teach you exactly. These are people who are the best at recruiting, best at retailing, best at Nutrimetrics, TLS, web centers, motives, the best at everything in this company. Top builders are going to have a segment to tell you exactly how they do that so you can steal their system to use it to experience the same result. I don't care if you live far away. I would actually tell you it's well worth the time to attend that event and just make the decision to do it. How many things have you been to a concert? Have you been to somewhere where you visited someone, you had to get on a plane? I don't know, but I'm telling you it's well worth it. So these are the big, what I call non-negotiables. If you want to make huge money, this is where I would go. It's 13 days a year and you need a ticket to the next one within this list. Is it a local seminar, a regional, or one of the big conferences? If you don't have a ticket, that's where you want to start this week. Get a ticket in your hand so you know where you're building to. Okay, very hard to build a team if there's no education attached to it. Okay, makes sense? All right, so you need to schedule the times that you're going to work and wrap it around your goal. So tickets, you need to get a ticket, identify where these trainings are, okay? And then you need to identify the times that you're going to invest to work with your mentor as well, okay? So that might be a webinar. Is there a time you're going to do call workshops? Is there a time you're going to get to set appointments or go over your top 10 list? All the things we're going to cover, I need you to work out a time that you're going to schedule with that person who's going to help you, okay? And this team has an overwhelming amount of support. You guys need to identify that. So I'm going to recap this, take a screenshot of this stuff because this is a lot, but I think you would agree, actually what I covered is probably going to take you 2 hours. And that's a whole week's worth of time, okay? Next week, we're going to get diving into the shopping annuity and how to build a retail base and how to actually recruit, find the right people, and use social media the right way. So here's what you need to do this week. You need to download and begin to listen to the Unfranchised Media app. Simple. It's already what you're doing already. We're just going to train you in between those gaps of time. You're going to write out your reason why and your answer to what is it, and you're going to email that to a mentor. They just need to know that you know how to say this if it comes up in conversation and you know how to bring it up. Okay, and if that way, if your answer is too crazy, we can help train you on modifying it a little bit. You need to contact your mentor to book the dates that you're going to work. When is the time you can rely on someone showing this overview? Or maybe a date where you're going to say, hey, I'm busy every day, but Wednesday nights I'm going to carve out a night to show this overview, or do a retail party, or learn a little bit more about this business. When are your working times? Schedule them in. Otherwise, sometimes you get so busy that it never happens. Purchase tickets. Probably the biggest thing I can give you tonight is if you reach out and get a ticket in your hand, the amount of the value of the ticket, you're going to get 1,000 times over in profits in the future of your business. The first ticket I was ever sold was a $65 ticket to the Northeast Regional. That's the one that's happening in November 19th and 20th, this coming November in Rhode Island. That was the first event someone ever told me to. I was a broke college kid. I found I had to sell something to actually have the money to go. And I went, and it's the reason we're all on this phone call today. Okay. It's because of that event. So imagine if you got to an event and your whole business exploded because that person attended, whether it's you or one of your partners or someone you're thinking about bringing on as a partner. Get them to the big events. If you leave this week without a ticket, it's going to be very hard to build this business. So get a ticket in your hand, okay? And then last, this is up to you. You need to reach out and schedule a time to go over creating your goals with a mentor, someone who could break it down, someone who could tell you how to get there. And when you're done, you can say, it's January 1st, 2017. I'm making $1,500 a month. I'm an executive coordinator. I have X amount of people on my left and right. And that now gives me a mortgage that's paid for the rest of my life. It feels great to be, have that offset on this little business. My next goal is March 1st, 2017, where I'm making $4,500 a month. What you got to have that, so that between now and that date, that's all you say. January 1st, February 1st, this date, this is what I'm earning, and say it so that if I ever asked, what's your next goal? You go, it's February 3rd, 2017. I'm making 10 to 15,000 every 4 weeks. I'm national supervising coordinator. It's January 3rd, 2017. I'm a direct. You just have to rattle it off. Okay, because that's when things start happening to make your life actually line up with what you're telling it and what you're saying and what you're believing every day. Weird things will start happening to make sure that happens. Okay, here's your next steps. Okay, register for session 2. I will post that tomorrow. So session 2 will be next week, Monday at the same time. Okay, this week, because we didn't cover it, anything you buy, I want you to think simple. I'm going to find the store that sells it and buy it through myownshop.com site. If we have a brand that is similar to what you buy in stores, comparable, I want you to buy it through Unfranchise and get BV for it. This should be a weekly thing. We're going to get good at training you on this, but if you have to buy something, doesn't it make logical sense to buy it at the store you buy it from? Onshop.com to get paid. My dishwasher broke this week. I bought it from Home Depot. Didn't have to think about it. No brainer. My ink cartridges went. I found the best store to buy it at. I got 15% IBV. No brainer. I had to switch over shampoos over to Market America products because I got BV for that. No brainer. And I just bought it. And that way you'll start generating volume off of your spending, okay? And review training videos 1 and 2 on Stack Online Training. That covers what we talked about tonight, as well as just how to set up some of your basic sites if you haven't done so already. So that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was worth the time jumping on here. And if you have any questions, I will stay on just briefly to answer them. You can just send them in the questions tab, or you can post your questions on Directors Group. We'll answer them there. But have a great week. 5 big items that you got to get done. And if you need any help, please reach out to the team. We'll help you get it done. Thank you guys so much. Have a great week.